In September, the Steps-n-Stages Jubilee House was featured on an episode of ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition, delivering Fayetteville to the national spotlight. The Jubilee House is a local organization that provides transitional housing and job-seeking assistance to homeless female veterans. Executive Director Barbara Marshall tells us more about the Jubilee House and their recent extreme experience.
All of this began for us on or about January of 2010. We got a call from Public Affairs there at Fort Bragg, and they indicated that they had given our name to some persons at the ABC Home Makeover, and we were extremely pleased for their generosity and for just kind of putting us in a position to have housing available for women veterans. And as a result of their call, July of 2011 arrived. We saw just a tremendous makeover of a house that started out as 1,300 square feet and is now well over 5,000 square feet. When I opened the door, I was just immediately grateful. That's the very first thought that came to mind. It felt like the cavalry is here. There was a yard full of people, and all I saw was just help. I saw smiles, I saw compassion, I saw concern, I saw people that wanted us to help us make a house that was ready to house women veterans and their children. When the bus moved, I was immediately astonished. I looked up, and then lo and behold, our First Lady stepped off the bus. And then all I can remember after that is, oh my goodness. I think for me personally, it was a very humbling experience to think that a woman who has been all over the globe and been in the presence of people of great notoriety, that she'd taken a moment to come to Fayetteville and to actually come and to visit a woman who has decided that she's going to support homeless women veterans. Our mission is to indeed provide transitional support and services for homeless women veterans and their children. That is important to us because we want to ensure that as many women veterans as possible know the various avenues and doors to knock on so that once they leave the military, they have an idea of how to get back in the game of life. And that's just real important. When the older home was operational and we were in full swing, I housed at least 6 women here, and we had well over 5 or 6 children. And believe it or not, we had 1 bathroom. So all persons had to just we lined up and just kind of took numbers. But in this house, we actually have 7 to 8 bedrooms and so many bathrooms that I can't even keep track of all of them. Yeah, and it's just real exciting to have the women veterans have that kind of space to live, to plan, to heal, and to get ready to move forward. I think some of my favorite things about our new home is, I guess, number one, the way I described it is that it's very functional. A woman veteran can find a job, can find a new home, can update their VA claims, can get all kinds of information without ever leaving this house. The builders provided with, actually ABC and the builders provided with a very functional house where you have working centers, a resource center where the women veterans up to 8 or so can check out a laptop, which they donated as well, and can begin the search of their lives just to make things better for them and for their families. The Extreme Home Makeover experience has proved that Fayetteville is indeed an all-American city. And not just for North Carolina, but it's an all-American city for persons who live all over the globe. We've heard from people from in corners out of the United States. We heard from people all over the world. And they're sending all their regard and their respect and their concern to Fayetteville, North Carolina.